I think we're letting our offense affect our defense a lot. Shot making has a lot to do with it. We struggled all 4 games on the road really to make shots early in the game. So we just got to do a better job getting good looks, not letting our offense affect our defense. And I feel like that would help a lot.
Is it as simple as shot making? There's nothing innate about what happened on this trip that you guys can fix or change or approach?
I mean, we got to be better rebounding the ball. We got dominated on the glass every game, so that's a big part of it too. And maybe it's just not this isn't like a super analytical answer or super like big basketball mind answer to tell you like sometimes the issue is to just make some shots. I feel like we're getting good looks and we're missing a lot. So, I think both those are big parts of it, and we can do a better job.
Thomas had to start a couple games of this trip. He fit in pretty quick with you guys, at least from our perspective. Why do you think he was able to do that, and what have you liked about what he's brought to you guys?
I think he just came in here knowing what was expected of him. The first text once we texted each other to say, welcome to the team, happy to have you. I've never had a guy text me and say, what do you think I need to bring to this group? I was like, whoa, what a question that is, But I think that he understood that we need his energy, and that can be contagious for us. And a big reason why we've shifted things since he's gotten here. And I think his energy's been really good for us. And he's had games where he doesn't make shots, or we're not rebounding as well. But he always does the controllables at a high level. So you can always appreciate having a guy around like that.
I ask this, but what? The fact that you guys got past the deadline and have everybody still here. I mean, I imagine that's something you expected by the time you got there. But what does it mean? What does it say, I guess, about the, certainly the trust that ownership and management has in this group? What does it mean to you just to see everybody back and,
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. This is like the least movement I've ever had at a trade deadline, least movement I've ever had from a year to year. So I think that consistency has been, really good for this group. And I mean, typically in the NBA, you see when teams are winning, they're not making a ton of deals, So we've been playing well as of late, so that's a big reason why we keep this team together. I mean, it's just the business of the league. If you're not playing as good as you need to be or expect to win, or not, don't like the way your group looks at the time, then you always make a change. But I think we're really comfortable with what our group is right now, and I think that is from our players to our leadership that we feel like, we have a lot of trust in this group.
Before that even tweets from people with 2 followers can be motivation to you, like very small things. What did not being named an all-star click anything for you? Did that hit you in any way?
I think that's more like self-motivation. Like it's no secret I was ready to start the year, and that's a big reason of that. I picked things up, and things will always balance out. I'm not worried, but it's more an indictment on myself than it is anybody else. So I don't really look at it as like, blame anybody. I think that's more of a frustration with myself, and my job now is just to keep leading this group and win games, and change things around moving forward, and keep winning games. So I think is there a motivation that I didn't make that? Yeah, of course, because I'm a competitor and I want to be there. But that's more of an indictment on the way I started the season more than anything.
When you got dealt here, you texted him or the group and said, how can I help this team? And you're one of the first people that's ever done that mid-season for him. What inspired you to do that? Have you done that other places you've been moved to mid-season?
I have before, and for me, it's just, when you go into a new spot, with a great team like this that had the longevity that they do, going to the playoffs, had a great run last year as well. You want to come in and try and gel with the team as soon as you can, especially with a trade like that. So for me, just coming in with our point guards, him, TJ, Pascal, Ben, who's been here, everybody that's been here, I try to open up and try and see what these guys need from me coming into a new environment, with guys that's been here for a while. So it means a lot to me for those guys to just open up and tell me what they need.
What's different when you have to be the starting 5 versus with that second unit, and how do you think you did in that on this road trip, in that role?
The difference is, you're going into the game earlier. You're starting the game off right then and there, so you have to be precise on everything that you're doing out there, especially with the starting group out there, and realize what your job is out there. Sometimes it might be different from game to game or different from, first lineup to the second lineup. So whatever my guys need me to do out there is what I'm willing to do, and that's what I try to communicate with them.
I guess to go back to when you did text them and say, what can I do for them? What was their answer, basically? And in any way, have you tried to change your game or manipulate your game in any way to fit specifically what they said, or did they basically tell you what you expected?
To be honest, they told me what it was expected, to come in there, bring my energy, bring the rebounding and shooting, and, offensive sounded that I have out here, and then everything else we're taking to play. You know, they've been very welcoming and very helping with this time too. So, you know, whatever those guys need me to do out there, I'm willing to do. And then they tell me to just go out there and play my game and just be free, which helps a lot as well.
What was different about this midseason switch of teams for you than maybe other ones like LA to Denver, stuff like that?
I would say the difference had to be the open communication from all standpoints, from top down, from communication standpoint to going out there and just playing the game that we know that we love out there. You know, it wasn't too much of a different concept, and everything else just flowed in as the time goes on. You know, you get familiarity with players and the guys that you play out there with, and you know the flow of the game, our offense and defense. But it's been great.
Rick, was Miles able to do anything today? How's he progressing?
He's progressing. He did some things today. He did some parts of practice with the team. I think the best way to characterize this is that he's been improving each day, and we're not in a position to rule him out for tomorrow or Wednesday.
Thomas filled in as his starter on the road trip a few times, even in the game Miles started and got hurt in. What did you think of what he did in that role, and what's different for him with that group versus the usual second unit he has to play with?
Well, Thomas went from a situation where he was not playing at all, and now he's become one of the most important guys on their team, with Miles' situation. So he's played very well. He understands what's needed. I know his metrics, with the starters have been very good, and he's also been good with the guys off the bench. So, right now, depending on what happens with Miles over the next couple days, Thomas needs to continue to play solid and needs to be physical and have presence, but obviously avoid unnecessary fouls.
Coach, you talked after the game on Saturday about needing to look in the mirror as far as the issues with the starts. I guess you guys have had a chance as a group to look in the mirror. Just what are some things that you found beyond what you knew already?
Well, we've got our transition defense has been very, very poor, and our defensive rebounding has taken a step back. And so we spent an awful lot of time today on those two things. Those two things have hit us hard in the first quarters, as well as over the duration of the whole game, over the last four. And so, we worked hard on that stuff today, and we'll keep working on it.
Because what do you see? I don't know what you can mention or not, but what are you seeing on each of those ends? What's leading to poor this transition defense, and what do you think is leading to poor defensive rebounding?
Well, poor transition defense can be the byproduct of bad shots, missed shots when you're at the rim, and all that stuff's happening. So today we worked on shot quality. Shot quality helps set up better transition defense and better defense overall. And we're spending a lot of time on rebounding, and rebounding drills with NBA teams are difficult because you don't want to get people hurt, and it's a very physical aspect of the game. And so we're working at simulating it, and we've just got to double down on the importance of it, and the players have got to co-sign with us on the importance of it.